You're listening to CFRN, a community of believers who trade for a living. To learn more about who we are, what we do, and how we do it, call toll-free 1-866-928-3310, and we'll send you out a no-obligation information kit absolutely free. 866-928-3310. The CFRN Emini Futures Cast is now on Stitcher. Listen to us on your iPhone, Android phones, BlackBerry, and WebOS phones. Stitcher is smart radio for your phone. Find it in your app store or at Stitcher.com. Stitcher Smart Radio, the smarter way to listen to radio.
Are you ready, Steve? Andy? Yeah! Bert? Well, all right, fellas. Let's go!
I'm good, buddy. Any chance you might want to come on today?
You're listening to CFRN, the Christian Financial Radio Network.
I'm going live.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by Audible. Get a free audiobook download at www.audibletrial.com/CFRN. Over 85,000 titles. Choose from mystery, romance, religion, science, technology, business, New York Times bestsellers, even children's books. You name it, Audible has it. With 85,000 titles to choose from, you're sure to find the perfect audiobook for yourself or to give as a gift, and it's absolutely free. Just point your browser to audibletrial.com/CFRN. That's audibletrial.com/CFRN. And become a part of the audiobook revolution by downloading your free audiobook today. audibletrial.com/CFRN.
Hey, trader, want to get rich quick? Well, good luck with that. If, on the other hand, you actually want to learn how to trade, the place to be is www.cfrn.net. Tune in Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern for our daily devotional, and then spend the next 3 hours learning how it's done from professional traders who actually trade for a living. That's www.cfrn.net. Every trading day from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern. CFRN, a community of believers who trade for a living.
Good afternoon, traders, and welcome back to the CFRN Emini Futures Cast. This is the daily broadcast of Indeterminate Length, where we discuss all things Emini, along with some really big ideas on the finer points of trading gold, bonds, crude, sugar, the euro, and even T-bills. Joining us today from our studios in Boston, Mr. Michael Borth. From our trading desk in Chicago, Mr. Burton Schlichter. Now, to get things started, let's go to our host and founder in Studio A, overlooking South Mountain, America's largest city park. Here's Dwayne.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome back. Today is Wednesday, 20th day of July, 2016. Let's take a quick look at the numbers. These are all, we got some all-time highs here. This is history in the making. Write it down somewhere. Where were you when the S&P put in an all-time, where were you the last time? Remember 1550? Some years back, prior to the 666 route. By the way, Garrett's going to come on today about quarter till, 10 till, top of the hour. He's going to talk to us a little bit about the S&P. But real quick, let's look at the numbers. The Dow is up 44 points. Trading, now this is cash markets, trading 18,603. S&P 500 up 9.5 points, trading 2173. NASDAQ up 52 points, trading 5,088, and the Russell 2000 up 9.5 points, trading 1210.01. Those are cash markets. We'll talk about the futures here in just a moment. Crude oil up 45 cents. Gold down $12.70. That puts gold at $13.1960. As long as we stay on the north side of 1300, that's a comfortable place for gold for now. In Asia, the Nikkei is down 41. Shanghai is down 8. Hang Seng is up 209. That's almost 1%. And in the European markets, the DAX up 160. That's over 1.5%. FTSE up 31. CAC up 49. That's a little over 1%. Now, for Europe, all things considered, I think this is the best looking day we've seen there in some time. And of course, here at home, all-time highs in the markets. Is this a caution? Remember, I always wondered who the guy was that bought that last S&P contract at 1550 before it dropped to 666, and how long did he hold on to it before? What was his pain threshold? Because it took him a while to get back to break even. Hey, but if he held it, he did okay, right? Now, real quick, Ivanka is going to speak tonight. If you watched the convention last night, you saw Donald Jr. Give an incredible speech. That young man, he looks awfully young to have 5 kids, but nonetheless, he has 5 kids, and he could have politics in his future. There was one little slip up. I never saw him look at the teleprompter, and I know that, there's an art to that where you're looking at it, but I don't even think he was using one. He was speaking from his heart. He called his dad his mentor, his best friend. It was a powerful speech. If you didn't see it, I'm sure you can find it on YouTube. Tiffany Trump spoke. I didn't know there was a Tiffany Trump. She gave a very nice speech. We'll leave it at that. I saw nothing wrong with it. But then, Chris Christie came out. He really did a number. He spoke not so much. He did speak about Donald Trump, but he spoke about Hillary, and as though he were prosecuting her in a courtroom. And he went over the long list of things that she is guilty of, and he delivered it in a prosecutorial style. And as he would itemize each thing, he would pause. The convention center would go quiet, and he would say, guilty or not guilty? And the audience would erupt, guilty! And then everyone would start to chant, lock her up, lock her up. It was pretty good. I think the best speech of the night probably came from Donald Jr. I saw Chris Christie, and there may have been some that I missed. Ivanka's going to speak tonight. Here's 12 things you might not know about her. Unlike Donald Trump's wife, Melania, Ivanka has been at the forefront of her father's campaign from the onset. gracing numerous news networks and voicing her opinion in editorial pieces. If Trump is elected president, Ivanka would be placed in a unique position. As a former model, philanthropist, business mogul, and a mother of three, she would assume numerous roles in addition to her one in the first family. Raised under her father's spotlight, she has founded various organizations, spreading her influence beyond the high-profile real estate acquisitions that the Trump Organization are known for. Here are 12 facts about Ivanka you might not have known. Born in 1981, Ivanka is the daughter of a former model and Donald's first wife, Ivana Trump. You guys remember in the early 80s? Remember Ivana Trump? Okay, Ivanka went on to the exclusive Chapin School in Manhattan. She eventually went on to Georgetown and the University of Pennsylvania, where she graduated summa cum laude with a degree in economics. My, you know what? You deserve to see this, I think. Yeah. Okay, what else we got? Commercial. Ivanka has two immediate siblings, Donald Jr. and Eric. Here they pose after a wedding ceremony at the Mar-a-Lago Club in 2005. Now, on the TV show The Apprentice, I always thought she was a little bit harsh. I don't know if that was an act or if that's who she really is. She's the Executive Vice President of Acquisitions and Development at the Trump Organization. Notable works include a $250 million renovation of the Doral Golf Resort in Miami. Here she poses with Donald Trump Jr. on the penthouse terrace of the Trump Park Avenue building in New York. They say that your kids say a lot about you. And his kids certainly spoke well of him last night. And you know, his kids, and to my knowledge, I've never heard of any of them being in trouble of any kind. Nobody drinks, nobody smokes, and it's not like they can't afford to. She appeared for several seasons on the hit TV show The Apprentice as a boardroom judge when it received the highest rating in the history of the show. As part of the Trump Organization, Ivanka oversees numerous real estate deals. Founding the Trump Hotel Collection, Ivanka and her brothers plan on increasing their line of 12 hotels to 30 by 2020. She's married to Jared Kushner, a business entrepreneur and owner of the New York Observer. They wed at the Trump National Golf Club on October 25th, 2009. Ivanka launched a jewelry collection and later created her own fashion label, the Ivanka Trump Collection. And we're almost done with the list of 12 here. During an interview with CBS this morning, she discussed her distaste for the way the media, particularly the New York Times, portrayed her father. I found it pretty disturbing based on the facts as I know them, she said, referring to a New York Times article about Donald's treatment of women in the workplace. And obviously, I very much know them both in the capacity as a daughter and in the capacity as an executive who's worked alongside of him at this company for over a decade. Okay. As part of the Trump Organization, Ivanka also represents various charitable causes, such as the New York City Police Foundation, the Glad Cookie Exchange, the cookies for kids cancer at the Trump Tower in New York. She was 33rd on Fortune magazine's 40 under 40 list in 2014. She's also the mother of 3 children. Okay. And by the way, did you know Donald is 70 years old? He looks pretty good for 70. Well, tonight you'll get a chance to hear her speak. Now, it's got to be, she's got to feel the pressure of following up what her brother, Donald Jr., I mean, the speech he delivered last night was heartfelt. He spoke about the country and his feelings for the country. And I think that's going to go a long way towards making people forget that the nonsense that came out Monday, from Monday nights, about the plagiarism, gosh, of all the people in the world. And you know, I heard another newscaster say that he had watched some videos of various first ladies making important speeches, and he found recurring themes through all of them. So, you know, whether it was a cut and paste, a hatchet job, or just the way things go. I believe that Donald Jr. and hopefully Ivanka tonight. Again, Tiffany's speech didn't set the world on fire, but it did no damage. Okay, Mark Johnson, the global head of foreign exchange cash trading at HSBC, was arrested at John F. Kennedy International Airport yesterday. He'll appear in federal court in Brooklyn today and has been charged with conspiracy to commit wire fraud. Now, this guy's a big deal. Johnson joined HSBC in 2010 from a fund manager he had helped set up. He previously worked at Deutsche Bank. He's been charged, along with former colleague Stuart Scott, with front-running a client order. According to a statement from the Department of Justice, Johnson and Scott, in November and December 2011, misused information about a client's transactions to make trades in HSBC's proprietary accounts. HSBC allegedly generated profits of $8 million from the transactions. Now, front-running a client's, I personally know someone who was disbarred for accusations of the same thing, and he says he didn't do it, and I believe it. It's a very difficult thing to prove, but they're going to try here. Johnson's arrest follows a multi-year investigation into the rigging of currency benchmarks. HSBC paid $618 million in November 2014 to resolve allegations that it had manipulated the foreign exchange market. 5 other banks settled civil allegations around currency manipulation at the same time. So, I mean, if you've got an order coming across your desk, if you've got a client that wants to buy $1 million worth of anything, and if you buy it first and then sell it to him, I mean, when you're in the position to do that, I mean, this stuff goes on all day, every day. it's how the street works now, and so, or maybe always has. What I find interesting is who they choose to pick out, and do they not pay their dues? Do they not, give proper respect? What gets you turned upside down for doing the same thing that every other broker out there, or many other brokers out there, are doing? I don't know. Apparently, you tick off the wrong person in the wrong place, and Goldman Sachs has had a banner year. It's huge. Facebook now has 4 products that more than 1 billion people use every month. Morgan Stanley CEO says they're pulling out of Britain. And it looks like JP Morgan is pulling away from the rest of Wall Street in a huge business. Alright, well, let's leave it at that for now. Let's go to Michael and get a recap of the live trading room today. Today was turnaround Wednesday. Monday and Tuesday were difficult days. Not just for us in the live trading room, but for a lot of traders that I've spoken with. Today there was some volatility, some movement. As you can see from the chart I have up, S&P 500. On our Concierge Trade Alerts last night, we were looking to buy 2164. The first move up went for 3.25 points. The second move up was good for 5.75 points. And for 2 days, Monday and Tuesday, we were flat. We didn't even trigger on the S&P. So, very happy to see this. And I look forward to hearing Michael's recap of everything that happened in the live trading room today. So, Michael, if you are ready, take it away.
I am ready.
So have you watched any of the goings-on at the convention?
While you were talking, I was just watching Chris Christie's speech.
Oh, the one where he was saying guilty or not guilty?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get too into it, but I'll watch the rest of it later. There's a website called Real Politics that has all the individual speeches on it.
Now, I gotta tell you, if the folks at the, if the Democrats would simply listen to some of this stuff, if anyone who's planning to listen to vote for Hillary Clinton, if they would simply listen to what Chris Christie said, and yes, the way he said it made it even more impactful, I suppose, but she really is guilty of all those things that he listed off. And I don't see how anyone could vote for someone who, I've been talking about this for a couple of weeks now. She, purports to be the candidate that, for women, and she stands for women and represents women, but yet she supports and has relations with all these countries that just absolutely brutalize women. She goes there, she makes speeches, she takes big paychecks from them, and I don't know. I guess that's why I'm not in politics. Anyway, I'll hit mute on my end. I can see your chart, and I'll be here when you're done.
Okay, great. We'll get started. Alright, good afternoon, everyone. Today is Wednesday, the 20th day of 2016. Today in the live trading room, we lost 8 ticks on soybeans. We made 4 ticks on the euro, 6 ticks on the YM, 20 ticks on crude oil, and 4 ticks on gold. Okay, that put us up $195 on the day. Today it took 52 minutes and 7 trades to get to $100 a contract, and we took a total of 11 trades. So on the month now, we are up $2,433. That's over 13 trading days, averaging $187 a day. If you were to apply an $8 commission, you would have a net profit of $769, and if you were to apply a $5 commission, you would have a net profit of $1,393. On the year now, we're up $33,312. That's over 135 trading days, averaging $246 per day. Okay. If you have not taken our free trial, then just go here to the home page at CFRN.net. In the right-hand column where it says register for a free trial, put in your name, put in your email, click on register for a free trial. When you do that, you'll be sent a confirmation link. You must click the confirmation link, okay? If you don't click that confirmation link, you will not get the free trial. It's as simple as that, all right? All right. 800 veggies. I don't know what that's all about. Anyway. Gold. We'll start out with gold here. Okay. This was pre-market that we missed a couple of trades here in gold. I was using this when I went over the trade setups and showed the trades to the new folks in the trial. Yeah. Hang on. I'm just reading through the questions. Okay. All right. So, in gold, this trade right here, we made 7 ticks profit on that one. All right. We missed that one. Missed that one. Had a break even there. And 5 ticks profit on that, putting us at plus 12. Missed that one, and that one, and that one. And we stopped out there, putting us at plus 4. Okay, that's where we ended with gold on the day. Now during the break, yes, there was a long trade right here. That would definitely have stopped you out. And it's setting up a short trade right now. Okay, on the ES, now, once we got in here, you know, I was talking with everyone. Well, yeah, I guess the only trades that I showed on the ES were this one, and this one. Okay, all 3 of them would have worked out. This one obviously would have been the best one. This one probably would have been a break even, and this one would have been, you know, a point or 2. In here I was drawing leg lengths, and once we had this opportunity, I drew this leg length, and it took all the way over to here to actually hit it. But that was a new all-time high. So there were just a few trading opportunities there on the ES. 1, 2, 3. And now it's fallen off of the new all-time high, which is at 69.75. Okay. The YM, let's cover that. All right. On the YM, we just took this one trade right here on the YM. We took 6 ticks profit on that one. There was a shorting opportunity there that we missed, and I'm just looking through here to see if there's any other ones that we missed in here. A break-even long right here. And possible short right in here. Okay, and that was it today on the YM. We were plus 6 on the YM today. All right, crude oil. We had crude inventories come out today, and during the inventories, I had said if it closes up above 45.40, look to go long, and I forgot where I said on the downside, but it didn't do either one. It went up to 45.39 and bounced there 4 times and came back down off it. That was on the inventory numbers. I'm going to remove that. That was just to show the range that we had been stuck in. Okay. Now my first trade on crude was right here. It was a break even. My next trade was right here. I got 5 ticks profit on that. I missed that one, and then the inventories came out, and then over here I got into a trade right here and I took 15 ticks profit on that, putting me at plus 20. Okay, now you see how the cycle was just whipping around down here? It made it tough to trade the crude. Okay, we had one more right in there, a break even. I think that was it. That was it on the day on the crude. Let's see, during the break, there's a short trade right here during the break. Okay, at 45.90, bounce off the BBC type short trade. Right, but we ended with plus 20 on crude. The soybeans kicked my butt again today. This is 4 days in a row. And we only took the one trade on the beans. We missed this one. Would have been a beautiful day if we had that one. And we took this one. We never got 4 ticks profit in it. It stopped me out pretty much to the tick. And then it went up and did what it should have done to begin with. And I'm waiting till everything populates again down here. You see the cycle was not in the right place to take long trades. And during the break, wow. During the break, the soybeans just fell apart right here. The only spot we could have shorted them would have been right there, using the regular trade setups that we use in the live trading room. And there was an inverted 137 right here. And then this would have been just a regular 137 or just a regular short trade, momentum short trade. Another one right here as well. Okay. But on the soybeans, we're minus 8 on the day. And the euro. Let's see. In the euro, right here, there. All those mistrades on the euro today. The only trade I did take on the euro was right here, and we got 4 ticks profit on it. Okay, and you can see during the break, the euro just flattened right out. Okay, flattened right out in there. All right. So that is that for the day. Now, if you have not taken our free trial, just go to the homepage here at CFRN.net. Go to the homepage at CFRN.net. In the right-hand column where it says register for a free trial, put in your name, put in your email, click on register for a free trial. Now, if you're out there and you want to look at that spreadsheet that I was just showing to you, or that I'm going to show you, this one right here, you get to it by going right here, view live trading room results, and then right over here, click there, and that brings up the spreadsheet. All right, that goes back now over 3.5 years. Okay, our daily results for 3.5 years. Okay. Yeah, hopefully we'll have some good volatility tomorrow, John. Hopefully. All right, so today, as I said, I lost 8 on beans. I made 4 on the euro. I made 6 on the YM. I made 20 on crude, and I made 4 on gold. It took me 52 minutes and 7 trades to get to $100 a contract, and we took a total of 11 trades. On the month now, we're up $2,433. That's over 13 trading days, averaging $187 a day. On the year, we're up $33,312. That's over 135 trading days, averaging $246 per day. Okay, and that is that. So while I was doing this, we had a short there. The soybeans did not get a short there because the cycle was going up too steep, and gold did not get a short. Okay, that's all we have. With that, I'll send it back out to fabulous Phoenix, Arizona.
And
Phoenix, if you are ready.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
We're ready. Okay.
So
the recap of the recap was
7 trades, 52 minutes, $100 a contract.
great. And we ended positive on the day?
Yes, plus 195.
Awesome. Awesome. Nice to be back in the swing of things.
Yes, back in the green.
All right, guys. Garrett's going to join us sometime between now and the top of the hour. We're going to talk a little bit about the S&P. In the meantime, we're going to go to our good word for the day. Talk about prayer talk about prayer a lot. We're going to talk about praying with the right motives. Psalm 139:23 says, "Search me, O God, and know my heart." Here are two mistakes we make when it comes to... Oh, you know what? Let me grab this chart. Because I don't know if you got to take off or not, Michael.
Well, I have to do some other things, but I could do them on another monitor if I had to. Okay. Thank you.
You're free to do whatever you need to do.
Okay.
Okie doke. Okay. Alright. Here are two mistakes we make when it comes to praying. One, we focus on our failures. Therefore, we pray without faith and confidence. See 1 John 3:21. And number two, we fail to examine our motives. The psalmist wrote, "Search me, O God, and know my heart. See if there is any wicked way in me." Psalm 139:23 and 24. Now there's an old country and western song. One of God's greatest gifts is unanswered prayers. There are prayers that God... There's truth in that song, because there's prayers God won't answer for your own good, at least not right now. Pastor Jerry Sitzer writes, "Your cause may be right, but you may still be wrong, manifesting pride, gloating in victory, punishing wrongdoers with excessive severity. The great hazard for people on a crusade is they become blind to their own faults." No, not me, right? Not you. They fight for civil rights, but treat janitors like second-class citizens. They uphold standards of biblical sexuality, but show little grace towards their spouse. Unanswered prayer is God's gift. It protects us from ourselves. If all our prayers were answered, we'd abuse the power. Use prayer to change the world to our liking, and pretty soon it would just become hell on earth. So the next time your prayer isn't answered, or isn't answered in the way that you think it should be answered, ask yourself what your motive was behind the prayer. And see if maybe you need to hit the reset button. The great hazard for people on a crusade is they become blind to their own faults. Unanswered prayers is God's gift. It protects us from ourselves. If all our prayers were answered, we'd abuse the power. Use prayer to change the world to our liking, and once again, it would just become hell on earth. We'd all be like big, spoiled children with too many toys and too much money, and we just keep grabbing for more. We pray for victory at the expense of others. Intoxicated by power, we hurt people and exalt ourselves. Isaiah said, "The Lord longs to be gracious to you, therefore he waits." Isaiah 30:18. Unanswered prayer protects, breaks, deepens, and transforms. Past unanswered prayers, which left us hurt and disillusioned, act like a refiner's fire to prepare us for future answers. Bottom line, when it comes time to pray, think about what you're praying for and the motive that's behind it. And then, if you want to see your prayer answered, make sure that you pray with the right motive. That's a good word for the day. Okay, we've already talked about the S&P. Let me get the chat box open so I'll know when Garrett shows up. And he struggles with the chat box. I think my mouse needs to be recalibrated. Did you know you can do it in the control, or it used to be in the control panel. I think it was called Control Center, whatever. Or maybe I just need a new mouse. Dwayne, are you bringing the tax avoidance guy? I would like to listen what he is to say. The tax avoidance guy? I missed you, SK. Or I'm having a brain cramp here. Who is the tax avoidance guy? I'll give you a minute to I'll give you a chance to. You mentioned a few days back that you were bringing a guy who will talk about taxes. I did? I'm not sure who that would be. Neil had said Christie's a better lawyer prosecutor than he is a governor here in New Jersey. His speech was very good last night. Oh, Bob. Hey, John. John B., have you heard much coverage of Christie's speech? The bias in most of the press is plain to see. Oh, I know, John B., you hit the nail right on the head. They made such a big deal out of this plagiarism thing, which was absolutely nothing. And then the speech that Christie delivered, you don't hear the media crowing about that. I mean, these are actual crimes that this woman is guilty of. The FBI said, hey, what you did it was wrong, and if anybody else had done it, I would lock them up. But I don't think you meant any harm, Unbelievable. John B. says the bias in most of the press is plain to see. I know I have a bias. I thought the press was supposed to report and not slant. I'm not in the press. Yeah, me either. I hope Trump keeps pounding Hillary on the issues. The American people will see the truth. I hope so. I really do. I think he's now. I wonder how. Who knows how many debates there will be between the convention and November, when we get a chance to go and cast our vote? Is there 1, 2, 3? I mean, they do get a chance to go head to head and debate before we vote, right? Tomorrow morning is the ECB. That should be interesting. Okay. And SK, I'm still trying to figure out who the tax guy is that I talked about, you mentioned him a few days back. Oh well. I guess it'll come to me. Alright. So we've already talked about the S&P. Got the box open so I can see when Garrett shows up. Alright. So last night we were looking to buy. Now I sent the alerts out twice last night. First time the numbers were right, I just had not changed the date. And so I put the right date and then sent it all over again, which is a little time consuming, but hey, I just wanted to make sure you knew that they were the right numbers. Otherwise I would have had a inbox full of sent the wrong day. Alright, so S&P, we got some movement, things went well, yay. Here's the Dow, okay, and the alerts went out last night at 10:25 p.m. Eastern, so I've got the vertical line at 2230. We were looking to buy mouse. Never had a mouse do this before, quite frankly. And I've had a lot of weird stuff happen in my life. Alright. Try it again. On the Dow, looking to buy 18,485. Important prices, important areas are almost always tested. So we did in fact get a couple of opportunities. First swing high was 18,565. 18,565 minus 18,485. 80 points. There are no ticks on the Dow, just points. And they are worth $5 per point. Okay. So that's a $400 per contract move, all the way up. If you're trading the 2420 blueprint, if your goal is to follow the blueprint, make $100 per contract per day over a period of 24 months. If you follow the blueprint, it takes you from 1 to 20 contracts. Okay, so that 400 becomes 400 times 20. Now, depending upon the time of day, the Dow can handle 20 contracts. At this time of day, 2 a.m., I'll show you. Volume's very light, but overnight volume on the Globex has been steadily increasing for the last 3-4 years. Last night, 2 a.m., we had 2,000. These are 30-minute candles. So let me get back to there. It's 2,000 contracts. 1,400, 2,400. I mean, gosh, that was very tradable all the way through. So, you know, I guess I haven't looked at the Dow at that time of day of late. It looks like the Dow, now the S&P, gold, crude, and the euro, those could be traded practically around the clock. The Russell and some of the others, you have to wait for the regular trading hours on Wall Street. But the Dow looks like it's going to become a contender here. Okay, let's go to the next swing high, which was 18,548. 18,548 minus 18,485. 63 points. Okay, you say so. 63 points. And so at $5 a point, we're talking about a $300 per contract move. Okay, now look at this trigger. We're at, this is coming off of 930, and then we come back and we touch it in the next half hour. The opening half hour gave us 17,000 contracts. Second half hour of the regular session gave us 9,000. So Dow, pretty strong volume. I hadn't really looked at the volume on the Dow recently, so we'll be keeping an eye on that. All right, let's get over to the Russell. Okay, here's when the alert went out, 22:30, and the alert said oh, mouse. That is the strangest thing. All right. The Russell looking to buy 1201 and sell 1196. We had an opportunity to do both, as long as you didn't need a mouse. All right, buy 1201. Okay, the first time we cracked 1201, we got up to 1201.40, and then we didn't really draw down, and then we put in a high at 1201.90. Okay, so that's a $90 per contract move. Okay, then there was a drawdown. Okay, and that drawdown, depending upon where you had placed your stop, if you've been in a one-on-one session with me, you know where the stop needs to be. So if there was a stop out, so be it. That happens. You know, that's the truth about trading. Stops happen. Now, as we make our move up from 1201, we put in a high at 1205 and a half. 1205 and a half. That makes that 450. Not 550. And then here from 1201, we put in a high at 1208.90. 79 ticks. $10 per tick. The Russell pays $100 per point. S&P is 50 a point. Russell is 100 a point. And so this move up is worth 700. And now this is if you got out at the exact swing high, which who does that? I don't. Although if you're using the indicator set, you know, let's not sell ourselves short. if you're using the indicator set on this trade, you might very well still be in the trade. And nothing has happened to tell you to get out of the trade. So at the high, it was $790 per contract. Now we've gone back and forth a little bit, a little sideways action. Certainly I would encourage, depending upon how many contracts you're trading, up in this area, especially on this candle right here, because we're touching the step line. If this can't put in a higher high, I would really consider that you start taking some, if not all profit, because you've had a beautiful move. This is an $800 per contract move, 700 to 800 depending upon where you're at with it. If you're already out, or if you're still in it. It's just really nice to see some movement. Now, selling 1196, the short side, yeah, well, alright, the low was 1194.90. 1194.90. So let's make it 1190. Let's round it up to 1195. So we've got 1 point. Equals $100 per contract. Okay. After the Russell, where do we go? Might as well go to gold. Hey, Garrett, if you're in the audience, say something or put something in the chat box so I know you're there, so I can open up your mic. Mighty fall we've taken. Yikes. Alright. $22. No, it's going to amount to the same thing. Alright. On gold. Sell 1330. 1330 came in right here, I believe. $13.30. There we go. Now, important prices, important areas are almost always tested. See how we dropped through and we're back up. So we didn't get a big move and then a retest, but we did drop from 1330 down to 2850. So that's $150 per contract. And then the big drop took us from 1330 all the way down to 1313. So that's $1,700 per contract. And Let's throw the indicators up there. Okay. Okay. The step line got on the north side. Now this was a short trade. So the step line got on the north side of the MA1 on this candle, and we got an up close. Green. Red is down, green is up. And so this, the indicator set gave you a clear cut exit right here. Okay, and so this candle closed at 1318. Okay. So 1318 to 1330. That's $1,200 per contract. 1330 minus 1318. Yeah. So the alert told you exactly where to get in, and then the indicators told you exactly where to get out. Right there. Okay. Now, could you still be in the trade? Could you still be trailing behind the BBC? If you wanted to, if you want to put that kind of risk on, you can. Is it possible that we're going to get a leg and a retracement and a continuation of the leg? I think that's possible. I also think it's not probable that we're going to take out this low. We also have a rule of thumb that says once you make $1,000 per contract, okay, on any instrument, when you make $1,000 per contract in a day, take your money and go somewhere else. Okay, so the indicator took us out with $1,200 in profit. Or you could have taken yourself out using the $1,000 rule of thumb. Brian says, wait till you see beans. I haven't looked at beans yet, Brian, but we can do that. Was there a report out today on beans? Whoa. Now, is this the result of a report? Do we have some kind of report come out today? Let's see what we were looking to do. Okay, the alerts we emailed last night on beans said sell 1021. Really a great night for the alerts last night. 1021. We were due for a good day. Had a couple of slow days, a couple of flat days. 1021. Okay, so 1021, we dropped all the way to 1004.50. Call it 1005. So that's 16 points. Times $50 per point per contract. And you have no problem with volume this time of day on beans. I'll show you. 30,000 contracts there, but I mean, at the open this morning, 16,000 contracts. Now, overnight, beans are not, a huge mover and a shaker volume-wise. In fact, we get down pretty low. There's 300, 126. Let's see. Brian said it was good weather. All I heard and bearish pattern. You just said 1027 in OTAD. It killed me to be at lunch. Oh, I'm sorry, Brian. Today's OTAD, is that what, are you saying that today's OTAD that I put up, one trade a day on beans today said to sell 1027? I don't have that right in front of me. That came out at 11:15. I should have this on a 15-minute chart. Anyway. Well, congratulations to all you bean traders. That's a nice move. Brian says it's set up easy if you were watching. Okay. So 1021. On the one trade a day, we actually said 1027. That's what Brian is telling me here, if I'm understanding him correctly. But last night, so the one trade a days got in 6 cents better than, and that happens. Well, which one's better? Well, it depends. That's like saying which moves first, the S&P or the Dow. Because at the end of the day, if you print out a sheet, a 5-minute chart of both of them, if you lay them on top of each other, and hold them up to the light, you can barely tell the difference. And people drive themselves to distraction trying to figure out which one moves first, and there is no one which moves first. They just take turns. Yeah, Brian, it's a small world. There actually are 2 Brians here. We got more than, I think we have more than 2. In fact, I know we do. But good to see both of you. All right. Okay, so we've covered beans. I'm going to check my email and see if Garrett had a problem getting in, or if he's just running late. Oh, there's Garrett. He did email me. In fact, let me give him sending him a message to let him know, because he was on the phone. He thought we might be done. Okay. All right, so he'll be here in a minute. Let's see if we can get through the rest of these. trades. Okay, what haven't we covered? Bonds. We haven't covered bonds. Uh-oh, you rascal. ZBU. Sell 172.02. 172.02. All right, 172.02. All right, first drop. Now remember, bonds are tricky, and bonds pay 31.25 per tick. So first move down, we'll just look here. Look at the horizontal line, 171.21. Okay, and the alert said sell 172.02. $172.02. Okay. All right. So we made it down to 171.20. Now, if there's 32 ticks to a point from 171.20 up, so 171.20. So that's going to be 12, 14. So we got 14 ticks there. Times 31, 25. And then important prices, important areas. You know the deal, almost always tested. And the swing low was 171 exactly. So we'll just simply call that $1,000 per contract. Beautiful day for the bonds. Now the first move was nothing shabby. 14 times 31.25. This one was worth $437.50. $437.50. Again, you never get out at the exact swing high or the exact swing low unless you're trading for a hard target. For instance, if you're working the 2420 blueprint, you're working the blueprint and you've got your target set at $100. You haven't graduated to trailing your stop yet. You're just going for that hard target. Okay? And then you'll get out at an exact number. But once you graduate beyond that and you start to trail, then think about it. When you work your way up to 3, even 4 contracts, and you are trailing your stop, 4 contracts, if you were trailing your stop and you got nicked out here, even here, okay, on 4 contracts, what a great day. Put a smile on your face. Put a smile on my face. I'm sorry. I'm easily distracted. I apologize. Just trying to figure out what the heck was going on there. All right, we've already. What a great day. S&P. 2 very nice moves. The Dow. 2 very nice moves. Gold. A whale of a move. $1,700 per contract. That's how far we dropped. Our indicators were got us out at 1200. The close of the green candle here. The north side of the step line. Bonds, $1,000 per contract. Let's talk crude. Huh. Oh, today's inventory day. That's why. That's why it looks a little unusual. Okay, let's back on track here. Hey, don't be too hard on yourself, Brian. Just pull back to 90, the one trade a day, and boom, again. I'm just missing the trades. Murphy, call me Murphy. Yeah, I know. Sometimes that's how I feel. If it weren't for me, Murphy would go out of business. So, I know the feeling, brother. All right, crude oil. Let's get through these. I'm starting to think Garrett may have gotten on the phone again. Crude, that's okay. All right, first we're looking to sell 45.25. 45.25, and that came along right here. Okay. All right. Sell 45.25. Now I don't think we can count that rally. See what the timing was. Sell 45.25, because if that was a result of the crude inventories, which come out at 10:30. Yep, that was a 10:30 run off the crude inventories. Now, if we had a buy number way up here, that would be one thing, but our buy number was at 45.75, so yeah, I'd be a little hesitant to. Yeah, so we're gonna write that part of it off, and we'll just look at this, which happened at 8:30. Is when we got this trigger. And from 45.25, we made it down to 44.55. 45.25 minus 44.55. That's not right. 45. 25 minus 44. 55. That is right. 70 cents. Okay. Or 70 ticks. At $10 a tick. So we're talking about a $700 drop. Okay? Yeah, Brian. We'll do a radio trade. Okay, what haven't we covered? Covered crude. That was a really nice move. Beans, we've already discussed. Okay. We'll talk about this. This is the daily chart on gold. We'll get into this tomorrow. NQ. Ooh-wee. Okay. So we can drag this thing over again. Alright, NQ, buy 4605. $46.05. That was tough. Buy 46.05. Okay. All right. Beautiful day in the neighborhood for the NASDAQ. Okay. So the first move up, we got a high of, well, let's see. Triggered here, here, and then we were down. So 10 3/4 points, 10.75. Times $20 per point. And then we put a, see this little drawdown here? If you're trailing your stop, this may have taken you out. We'll go ahead and figure out what the exact swing high was so far. Is 46.54 1/4. So we'll, you know, we'll round it and call it 49 points up there. At $20 a point makes it $1,000. What a banner day. So 49 points, $1,000 potential swing high here. 46.26. 0.75. So we'll just go 26 minus 05 and we'll call it 21. Conservative and just round it. 21 points. Now, you were running the indicators, what would have happened? Okay. Now, of course, if you were just trading here, trailing behind the BBC, you could still be in the trade. But if you were being a little more cautious, as soon as the step line crosses the MA1, gets on the south side of it, and you're in a long trade, when this candle closes at 46.20, you're out of here. And so you have a 15-point move at $20 per point. That's not bad, right? $300 per contract. I'll come to work any day for that. So nice move on the NASDAQ. Whether you got out early or a little later, use the indicators, or if you're still in it, that was that was very courageous of you to stay in it that long, but just goes to show, I guess, it can be done. And of course, important price, important area, almost always tested. So there you go. All right, I think we've covered everything. No, we didn't cover the Russell. Yes, we covered the Russell. Just finished it. Russell, NQ, soybeans, crude, bonds, gold, Dow, yes. Okay. Man, I'm gonna send Garrett a quick message. Are you coming? If not, it's okay. Just let me know. I can't tell you how many times I have ended the show only to have an email come in. Man, I tried to log in, you were gone. I have no doubt that he's busy today. So, oh, Brian, you had asked for a radio trade. Any particular market that you have an interest in? S&P looks very quiet. Dow looks very quiet. No NQ or bonds. Okay, so you don't like those. Okay. Okay. Crude kind of seems to be, soybeans is too late in the day. Do you have Russell data, Brian? I know most people don't. Okay, I won't give you. We won't do the Russell. That's you just have to pay for it, SK. Who do you have your account with? Are you with, well, you pay your broker. You have DT Pro. Call Bert at 8, you got Bert's number, right? 866-928-3310. And he'll walk you through. You use your credit card to pay. I think the money goes straight to the exchange, but you use your platform to select the data from ICE, and it can be done. It just takes a couple minutes, and you'll have the data if you want it. I think it's $110 per month, which I realize that nobody really wants to have to pay for data. And if you're brand new and just getting started, I don't recommend that you pay for data. But if you are a consistently profitable trader, we're talking about the cost is if you make 1 point on one contract all month, then that covers the cost of your data. So anybody that wants the Russell data, if you're interested in the Russell data and you have the DT Pro platform, call Bert and Leslie, 866-928-3310, and they'll walk you through whatever it is you have to do on your platform. Okay, Brian, for a radio trade, consider selling gold at 13.17. And I would look for 2 points out of it. In other words, consider taking your profit at 13.15 or tighten up your stops. Now, we can play it both ways, so that I don't have to be quote unquote right for you to. Okay, so we've already said to consider selling 13.17. Okay. All right. Now, I want to look at this. Where is it? Where is it? I don't have it on here. Pull that back. Let's change this to just an image. And let's try that again. Okay. Alright. So you've got a lot of friction overhead here. The drop looks to be more likely, but now that I see this sitting here, that's a 62% retracement at that 1316. This could be a real sticking point right here. Yeah, I'm not real comfortable with that. That may or may not happen in today's session unless this thing gets up and starts moving. It seems to be. So we'll do two. All right, buy 23 or sell 15, and you don't have the Russell data. Soybeans are about to close. Crude just looks so quiet, sedate even. Let's see what crude might do. Let's just see. This is crude. That's right, they loaded a new platform. Okay. We're in the ES. You're not opposed to trading the ES. I thought I was going to do crude, but this doesn't look too shabby here. The high's 2169. This thing could rally into the close, and so maybe that'll work out for you. By 2171 with a target. So it'll give you 3 points on the S&P. So that's $150 a contract. Okay, we're set at 68.75. Yeah. I like that. I think today's the kind of day that the market will want to rally into the close. So hopefully that works out for you. Oh, you know, that's a good question. Alan, I didn't even think about that. Alan said, do we have any ES, do we have any zones, ES zones in the way? You know what? The next zone overhead is 78.79 and below is 60.61. So that's a great question. Great question. But no, we don't have any zones that will interfere with this. Brian, if you want me to look at the beans, I will. It's just that, how far? What are we? 30 minutes from the close. And Alan, those zones again for you. Overhead is 2178/79, 78.79, and below is 60.61. So that's where we're caught in right now. No, 60.61 is way down here. Yeah, so we're kind of in the middle. Looks like we're trying to work our way up to the 78.79 zone, which adds to what I like about this particular trade. Okay, guys, I think that's going to do it. Garrett got lost in the shuffle, I guess. He'll be back tomorrow. Or maybe he'll be with us tomorrow. I don't know for sure. He just emailed me and said, "Are you still on?" I've been on the phone. And I said, I emailed him back. And I texted him. And I said, "Why, yes, we are still here." But I'm guessing he got back on the... See, he has clients that he has to deal with throughout the day. So it's not... I have to accept the fact that we don't pay, we don't buy his groceries. His clients do. So when he's got clients calling, he's got to take care of them ahead of us. No hard feeling. Okay. Howard says, repeat ES, please. Okay. Where'd he go? I like buying 2171 with a target of 2174. But Alan brought to my attention that the next zone overhead is 78.79. So 71.74, when we did that Fibonacci price extension target, there was a target at 75, so I was being conservative with 74. If it can get through 75, then it may very well find its way up to the weekly zone at 78.79. So this is what I feel to be basically a conservative trade here. Zone overhead is 2178. $79. Okay. All right, guys. I'm going to run. Thanks so much for tuning in today. Whoever you are, wherever you are, may God continue to richly bless you with His mercy and with His grace. And I'll see you at the bell.
Remember this, there is no greater return on investment than to see a human life changed and given hope. As always, pray hard and trade safe. Any financial information discussed on this show is simply the opinion of our host, Dwayne Reeves, his co-host, and guest. To learn more about trading Emini Futures or to take a 1-week free trial in our live trading room, call 1-866-928-3310. 866-928-3310. Information discussed on this radio program should not be construed as a recommendation to buy or sell any security. Always do your own due diligence and consult with a licensed securities broker or financial planner before making any investment decision.